Hello, I'm TC.
I'm JJ.
And this is the Geek Beat, presented by the Long Island Comic Guys. All right.
Okay.
Well, our normal on our normal on the beat reporter, Toy Story, can't be with us today. So we're gonna turn over the Geek Beat for this week to Mr. JJ.
There we go.
It's all yours.
Thank you. Let's see how bad I screwed this up.
All 18 of you will be very disappointed.
That's right. That's right. So let's start this off, man. So we got the final premiere date for Hawkeye. Premieres November 24th on Disney Plus.
Nice. I'm excited for this.
I'm really excited for this. You know, I started doing a little more reading into this, and I knew some of the people in it. What was the girl's name?
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop, who, what is it? This girl here. Yep, yes. That's he's playing her. And then we got word that the Black Widow chick is going to be in this.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah, whatever her name is. But then I started I didn't know what villains were going to be in it, and there's quite an extensive list. I know one of the guys, Tony Dalton. He was in Better Call Saul. I'm not sure if you ever seen Saul. I've never seen it. He's this Mexican-American actor. He's from Texas, but he's playing somebody called the Swordsman. Are you familiar with this villain?
Yeah, I think he's kind of like a specific to Hawkeye type villain.
I had no idea. I had no idea Hawkeye even had villains. I don't know what this guy. I've never read one of his books.
Well, he started off as a villain, actually, Hawkeye.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see this. This is what this one guy, and I think there's another girl villain that they're doing. But this looks exciting. I'm excited for this. Again, we're getting more Marvel stuff, which is.
I mean, there's that rumor too that, again, I don't know how much weight you want to put into this. That Kingpin may show up in this show as well. The Vincent D'Onofrio version, that would be awesome. But right now I'm not banking on that.
We'll see.
Yeah. More
to see on that. Next up on the agenda, which I'm really excited for because this is one of my favorite movies back in the day, and I'm going to butcher this name. Taika
Waititi.
Taika Waititi. Yes,
I think that still might be wrong.
It's probably good. He is doing a live action Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
What's cool about this, I guess, a couple years ago, he made a crack that he wanted to do an animated Flash Gordon movie, and this was 2 or 3 years ago. And in a recent interview, he said, I guess something to do with the Jungle Cruise, he started talking about a project where he's going to develop this into a live action.
Yeah.
So it went from an animation to live action.
Yeah, I actually read the article after I saw you kind of share this in our group text, and I was like, oh, so he's working on this with someone he's worked with in the past, and they're like, all right, we're gonna make this animation. He's like, okay, cool, and then as he's writing it, he goes, actually, we're gonna make this live action. Right. Apparently, he's always been a huge fan of Flash Gordon. I think specifically the '80s movie.
Yep.
And yeah, it's really exciting. I think they've been trying to reinvent this property. I don't know if you ever watched Ted, the movie Ted.
Yep.
That has brought Flash Gordon some huge press again. People
Absolutely.
have been actually interested in it. So it's been great for the property, and as cheesy as the movie was, I freaking loved it as a kid.
It was great. And
if we can get a semi-serious Flash Gordon movie, that would be amazing. I think they try to do something maybe 5 or 6 years ago on Sci-Fi, but it just never took off. It's fantastic. I was reading the comics a few years ago, and they didn't I feel they didn't have the right people on them, but there's so many places you can go, and I love this guy. I think he's great. He'll find a good balance of action, humor, and real storytelling. So I'm really excited for this.
Who would you pick to see as Flash Gordon?
Oh, you're gonna put me on the spot
here. Gonna put you on the spot.
Oh man, I feel
and forgive me because I think I added an image. I'm not sure if it's the next image or it's an image that I'll also throw this in. So we got a chance to meet Sam Jones and Melody Anson. So
I love Sam Jones. He was such a great guy.
So let's. Who do you think would be a Flash Gordon now?
This is tough. Like, I'm not good with like these young actors. I hope, I feel like if this was a couple years ago, I'm not even gonna lie, I'd want to say like Mark Wahlberg, because I want somebody who has a little bit of like a comedy thing to him. But you know what? I actually, and this is funny because he basically looks almost exactly like this guy. I wouldn't mind seeing like the Wyatt Russell guy, Kurt Russell's son, who was in Captain and Winter Soldier, because I've seen him he's been in like some 22 Jump Street stuff. I think he has like some comedy chops. I actually, that would be my pick. Okay. I like that.
Let me go to the next image. So, this is us. We met him, and then there's the lovely Melody. But here's my choice, and I kind of agree with it. Oh, maybe that's not it. All right, so I'm going to go back. Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, I mean, that's the obvious choice. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he went that route. I think the only reason they might not is because it's such like a close character. So with his Ragnarok, I think he would fit. That was more like a little comedy, Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Chris Pratt would also be awesome as him too.
Good choice. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so I think either one of those guys, but I would only say, and again, we've picked all three people who have been in Marvel stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's like who else do you see in those type of roles? But yeah, I would actually love that. Like, that would be awesome if they picked any of those people. But yeah, he was so cool.
Sam Jones, dude, that was a fun time.
We were talking to him for such a long time.
We did.
Like, we probably were hanging with him for like an hour, and it was great. And he's one of those people who weren't like rushing you around. And granted, like, it was later in the show, there wasn't like a ton of people at his booth, and people would come in and like take a picture and like autograph, and he almost was like, "Hey, hold on for a little while." He actually asked us to hang around, and like, it was just great talking to him. And like, Alex Ross does so many beautiful shots of like his version of that, and like they have some
right there. That's an Alex Ross right there.
It's a great property, and he was a great guy. I'm really glad we were able to hang out with him. Look, I look great there. I love that. I feel like a superhero there. Yeah, I was in pretty good shape during that show.
And I got stuck talking to Melody for a long time.
Yeah, she was. I think we ditched you after a while.
She did not want to let me go. She's an interesting person to talk to.
Who I would have loved if she was there? The Italian actress who was also in that.
Oh yeah,
I had such a crush on her as a kid. She was also in that movie Oscar, the Sylvester Stallone movie where she plays his wife. I was like, oh man, like, I had such a crush.
You see that you brought that up? I just read an article like Sylvester Stallone like picked his 5 worst movies, the movies that he wished he didn't do, and Oscar was one of the 5.
Oh, I've got to meet him again and tell him I loved Oscar.
And I was heartbroken when I heard that. That was one of his 5 that he said he wished he didn't do.
I know this isn't part of the Geek Beat, but do you remember the others?
Oh, don't shoot my mother.
Don't tell Stop or my mom will shoot.
Yes,
that was a bad one.
There.
That was a bad one.
Oh God, I don't remember the others.
All right, we'll go back to that another day.
Yeah. So there you go. So looking forward to some Flash Gordon.
Absolutely.
As you saw from the next slide, we've got Venom, a new Venom trailer. Trailer number 2 dropped. Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Trailer number 2 or the entire movie just dropped.
I didn't see the whole trailer because, again, I hate seeing the whole movie in a trailer.
Yeah.
You get a lot from that. And I was late watching the first one. Like, I didn't want to see it.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, see, I saw it recently. And I liked it. This one here, I kind of want to stay away from because, in the first one, you saw pretty much everything in the trailer. So I don't know a lot what this is. I know I did catch a screenshot of, of the one, I guess that's Carnage.
Yeah, I mean, I love that it's Woody Harrelson. I feel like it's just nothing else than that has got me interested in it. I mean, people they could have gone younger. I was like, you got to realize Disney's going to buy this eventually, and they're going to revamp this whole thing. But for this Soul thing, like, I'm enjoying it. It's like Woody's not going anywhere anytime soon. So
we're going from this to that. Like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, it looks like they've really stepped it up from one movie to the next. And I really have to go back and watch. I still love the interaction between Eddie and like the symbiote. It's awesome.
Yep.
But I mean, I'll spoil one scene with you. There's like a scene where they're arguing with each other, and he's like, "Oh no, we're not fighting that thing. That's a red one." It's like, "We're not fighting a red one." And he goes, "I'll let you eat whoever you want." He goes, "Anyone I want." I was like, "All right." And he's like suits up, and it was actually pretty funny.
It looks good. It looks good from what I've seen of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you go into these with low expectations, I think you'll be pretty entertained.
Yeah, and I think that's what this movie is, just more for entertaining.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Next thing on the roadmap here is we've got an image. I don't know too much about this. I think Matt put this on the list. Mark Hamill on the set of the Mandalorian. They're releasing, I guess, the behind the scenes, the making of season 2, August 25th, which I'm a little excited about. So here we've got the normal. I'm not sure. Is this new? Is this old?
No, so he was the body type that they used. So he was the stand-in. I don't know I'm sure for not a lot of the action scenes he was, but they used him and they kind of like I think did some of that de-aging process on him when they shot it. And that's why it was very secretive and he had he couldn't tell anyone. So he was so happy when that finally came out that he was able to talk about it. But yeah, I think that's what you're actually seeing him on the set, which is pretty cool.
I'm excited to see this behind the scenes because I like to see more behind the scenes of this, at least this section here. Because this was TV gold right here.
It's funny because I thought they did one of those galleries for season 2, but I guess I was wrong because I remember watching season 1, which I loved that behind the scene gallery that they did. I thought it was right after the show. Maybe that was something else, but it was really good. That's cool. I'm definitely into watching that as well.
Good stuff. All right. So what do we got next? So another exciting release we got coming up. September 2nd, 2022, we've got the new Lord of the Rings TV series. There we go. New TV series, Lord of the Rings. This has not been named yet. They don't have a title name for this yet. They just confirmed the premiere date. But this is supposed to take place thousands of years before the trilogy, the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. And it's going to take people back to when, the rings were made, when all the power was forged and everything else like that, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome. I love the Lord of the Rings.
They did release an image. This is the image that they released. And
is that Gondor?
No. So it's not confirmed. They're saying this could be the city of Valnor, which is this was not brought into the.
Do we know if anyone from the original movies are going to be in this at all?
Nope, nobody's
like Elrond or anything.
None of those people are going to be in this.
Okay.
And there's no confirmation on who this is yet. Nobody knows, who this figure is that's standing there. I'm
going to take a wild guess and say
it's a girl. It's definitely a woman.
I was going to say it was a guy, so forget it. I'm not going to even say it.
I would definitely say that this is a woman, but I could be wrong.
Liv Tyler.
She would be too young for that.
Yeah, probably.
Because this is supposed, like I said, this is supposed to be set thousands of years. They're just saying thousands of years.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm really excited for that. Peter Jackson is doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very exciting. Very, very exciting.
Awesome. That's definitely going to be on my watch list. I'll tell you that much.
I can only imagine what Amazon is going to make off of this.
Oh my gosh. The fact that it's going straight Amazon is really exciting. And you're going to get like episodes. Like I'm expecting like it to be like Game of Thrones level, like episode to episode.
I would hope so.
Hopefully end actually really well.
Let's hope so. All right. So this is slowly starting to roll out, but we have Suicide Squad's being released this weekend.
Yeah, it starts. So you get sneak peeks this Thursday starting at 7 p.m. I believe it's in theaters and on HBO Max. So I may try and catch this Thursday night before I have to make some moves for
in the theater, or are you going to watch it on TV?
No, I'm probably just going to watch it at home. We're supposed to be getting on the road the next day, so I think the theater is probably going to be tough.
So
but it actually looks really good. I mean, I've seen some previews.
It's getting some monster reviews.
Yeah, I mean, James Gunn, he's the one who, put Guardians of the Galaxy on the map. Nobody had any idea who they were. I mean, we probably did, but I mean, I have a lot of confidence in him. I don't have a lot of confidence in DC movies, but I'm hoping this is at least going to be a movie where I say it's like an 8.0 or 8.5. And anything less than that's going to be honestly a disappointment. I
think it's going to get better than what you think it's going to be better, because I mean they're already talking about how Rotten Tomato it's scoring 100% right now.
Yeah, but I never trust that.
I know,
especially like when it's just the people reviewing it. Usually when people who are like reviewing it love it, like like special previewers, I tend to not like it. So we'll see. I still have high hopes.
We'll see. I'm very excited for this, and again, this new drop.
I love that King Shark is wearing jean shorts.
Shorts.
Wearing jorts. That's great.
Loving this stuff. Good stuff. All right, last thing on our docket is.
Well, I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to hit.
Okay. All right. So announced yesterday, Lego is coming out with a original special. On Disney Plus October 1st called Terrifying Tales, which looks very exciting. It is a Halloween-themed special. It's supposed to be an all-new animated special between Lucasfilms and Legos, and it's more going to be on the darker side of Star Wars. So
we're definitely watching this for sure.
It basically takes place after the events of the Rise of Skywalker. And you're going to see Poe Dameron and BB-8 and some other characters. You're going to have.
What the hell is the Death Star doing in the background?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. So the people that are voicing this, only one name stuck out on me. So we're going to have people like Emperor Palpatine's going to be in it. I guess this is a robot called NIL-8. A character named Dean. Another character, Gabriella the Hutt. We have got a character named Ren, and he's a big star. Christian Slater is voicing Ren, which is, that's a big name.
Okay.
So this drops.
It used to be at least.
I'm Cleaving the Cube. If you're all into those 80s movies, October 1st, this starts streaming.
Very cool.
Very exciting stuff.
So the only thing I was going to add into it is I know we may have touched on this before, but everything that's going on with Scarlett Johansson and Disney, her suing them.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah, that's okay. It's interesting. I don't know what the story is there. Apparently, she could have got more money. Like she was due more money from the release. I've heard people say that even Kevin Feige was asking them not to release it on Disney Plus, but I don't know. So a good friend of ours, Dan Worms, he's an Instagram buddy. He was saying that he's heard rumors that she's already signed an extension, and they knew that this lawsuit was coming because it was in her contract that they couldn't do it. But Disney's saying that how it was written in her contract suggests otherwise. So I don't know what to expect about this. I don't know if we're actually going to see her again. Again, there was that alternate ending where, when the girl whistles at the end of Black Widow, somebody whistles back, and they're saying that, if Steve went back and brought the Soul Stone back, maybe he should have gotten Natasha back. So again, this is just kind of like, we'll see how it plays out. But I mean, I'm sure she's going to wind up settling, and they'll throw her some more money, and, we'll go from there. But it's interesting to.
I imagine the contracts are pretty iron tight. I mean, it all depends on what that says. I mean, that thing was written before COVID.
Yeah.
The movie's supposed to be, coming out before COVID. So, if Disney turns around and releases a movie, on their streaming platform in the movies, but she's only supposed to get a cut of the movie section and not the streaming section. I mean, there is some liability of fault there.
I read that, so she was already paid like $20 million for this, and then she was due more money, like from whatever the Disney Plus release numbers were. But I guess it just wasn't what she thought it was going to be. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't really see a case for this because I think after the opening weekend, you saw a huge drop. I don't think
because everybody saw it on streaming service, and if she's not getting that cut from the streaming service, that's the problem.
I don't think you would have seen as strong a second weekend though, even without the streaming service stuff. I think it probably wouldn't have done very well. So, listen, I can guess and make assumptions as much as I want, but
it's interesting.
It's not my money, so I don't really care that much.
I find it interesting now that you've got other actors and actresses now going, well, wait a minute, I'm going to now sue for something that was 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have two other people that, oh man, it slipped my mind. There's two other actors that are now suing for movies that have already been done, like that they didn't get their cut. I forgot who the other two. I should have. Not ready for this one.
Okay, that's fine.
Damn it.
To be continued.
Yeah, to be continued because it's interesting. I'm curious to see where this goes.
Excellent. All right, so this is a good episode. Hopefully, you found it entertaining. And as for this one, I forgot to do it in the beginning, but if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that button right at the bottom there. See that little bell? That's a notification bell. If you hit that, you'll get notifications every time we drop a new episode. And please, make sure you're following us on Instagram and leave comments here. We love interacting with you guys. So that's it there. So this was the Geek Beak for the week. I'm TC.
And I'm JJ.
And thanks for getting geeky with us.
Thanks.